Yo, what is up YouTube? It's your boy SUSHIQUAD making you a vegan cooking video. Let's go. Alright,
So we've got lots of good ingredients here. We're going to make a lot of good food in this video, and one of the main ingredients that we're going to be using in this stir fry is going to be quinoa. So we use 1.5 cups of that. And then we've got all our sauce ingredients in the back here. So we use sesame oil, we use coconut aminos, we use a lot of them, and that's kind of the base of the sauce. And then we have tamari, lime juice, peanut butter is another huge base, 1.5 cups of that. We use a chili garlic sauce. Then also we use some ginger for the sauce, and we have a pack of tofu we use. And then you can pick the veggies you want. I always do onion, pepper, carrot. Here I have a kohlrabi, but you could also do broccoli, eggplant, mushroom. Those are all really good too. And some green onion and cilantro also makes this real good. And so you'll need a big pot for the stir fry, a medium pot for the quinoa, and you'll also want a blender to make the sauce. So here right now what I'm doing is I'm making the quinoa. I'm getting 2 3/4 cups of water, very precise. You don't need to do that, but put it in the medium pot and heat it up to a boil. And while that is starting to heat up, you can rinse your quinoa. So I have this little tea strainer thing that I usually will rinse my grains in. And so yeah, I put 1.5 cups in there, that just fits, and I run some water over the quinoa and just do that for a little bit. You don't need to rinse your grains, to be honest. Normally I don't, but I've seen videos online saying to do it, so I guess maybe you should. And so yeah, I just pour the water through, the water comes out, and then I'll usually kind of set up this strainer on something so any excess water can come out while I'm making the sauce. So yeah, you'll see right now that I'll start making the sauce. So for that we need to get the blender, and the base of this sauce is the peanut butter. So you need 1 cup, or you need 1/2 cup of peanut butter, and I normally don't use a measuring cup because I found if you put the peanut butter in the measuring cup, then it sticks to the sides and creates an extra dish. So I just put it straight into the blender and kind of eyeball 1/2 cup. I have the little markers on my blender, so that's kind of nice. But yeah, my peanut butter was running low, and that's normally what happens when I make this dish is I kind of run out of peanut butter. I use peanut butter in sweet potato brownies too, and so you'll see my dog, she knows that it's peanut butter time, so she gets to lick out the excess peanut butter out of the peanut butter jar. So this is Shakira, and this is her little peanut butter jar, and so she's very happy whenever I make this Thai tofu stir fry. And so yeah, once you have the peanut butter in the blender, you can get your other ingredients. So yeah, coconut aminos, 6 tablespoons. What is the other ones I'm doing? I don't know. It's 3 tablespoons of sesame oil. I think I probably put the 3 tablespoons of tamari in there, 3 tablespoons of lime juice, 2 tablespoons of this chili lime sauce. We do like 6 tablespoons of water, and then we'll do our ginger. And so I normally don't do this much ginger. I for some reason was like, all right, let me just put this whole ginger in, and it was pretty strong, so I'm probably not going to do that next time. So I guess like 2 thumbs of ginger would be a good amount. Like that piece I'm doing right there, that's what I would normally put in, and that's pretty good. I decided for this time, let's just put it all in. And so if you're wanting to be extra healthy and get some extra kind of spice in there, definitely feel free to do that. And if you don't have fresh ginger, you can do ginger powder. Do like a half teaspoon of ginger powder. That would be good. And yeah, so here you see me putting all the ginger in. And so this is my first cooking video, and I guess what I thought to do is just record the whole process and speed it up, and that way you can kind of see these intermediate steps. And I guess I didn't show it, but I'm sure at this point I probably put the quinoa in the boiling water, and so then you put the lid on top of that. So the quinoa is cooking right now. We're making the sauce. The sauce is ready. Actually, I just blended that up on high after I added in that ginger, and then getting rid of that ginger. And so now we've got the tofu, and I'm cutting open the tofu. And yeah, you probably don't really care about seeing this, but I'm showing you it. And I guess I try to dry the tofu off. I mean, if you like use a tofu press and really prepare, you can make some really good Thai tofu stir fry, but this is the lazy Thai tofu stir fry, so we just take the tofu out the pack, give it a little dry, and cut it up into cubes. And then we put it in our big pot, and we pour a little bit of our sauce in with the tofu. And then we put our pot on like medium heat, low to medium heat. And yeah, we kind of mix the tofu with the sauce. You could marinate your tofu with this sauce if you want to prepare beforehand, but like I said, I am lazy, so I did not do that. And so yeah, then I start chopping up my vegetables while that tofu is cooking with the peanut butter. You do have to check the tofu every so often. But yeah, the first vegetable I usually chop up is my onion. And so I'm chopping that up right now. And I'll throw that in with my tofu. Yeah, so right now you can kind of tell I'm checking the tofu, stirring it around to make sure it doesn't get stuck to the bottom. And yeah, I'm cutting up my peppers. Oh yeah, and you can see that the pepper was like maybe a little rotten, so I cut it out and ate them anyways, and I was fine. I survived. So, but yeah, I bought those from the farmer's market. They had been in the fridge for a while, so, but yeah, I used them and they were good. So cutting up the peppers now. Yeah, I think most of the vegetables in here are from the farmer's market. If you guys have a farmer's market near you, I highly encourage you to get your produce from there. It's gonna taste a lot better, and you're supporting a local farmer, and it's even cheaper for me. Oh yeah, and so right now I'm checking the quinoa. You definitely don't want to burn your quinoa, so check that. I probably should have mentioned, after you put the quinoa in the boiling water, you turn it to low heat. So I put the pepper and the onion in with the tofu, and right now I have my carrot, and I'm shredding my carrot. I always put the carrot in with this recipe. I think the carrot goes really well. And so yeah, now I've got this kohlrabi, and I actually grew this in my garden. It's not typical I use kohlrabi, but it goes pretty good with it. You can also do radish. That one's good. And if you're doing broccoli or eggplant or mushroom, you'd want to do those with the tofu. This is when you want to kind of put those in. So, but yeah, I've got the carrot and the kohlrabi, mix that in. The quinoa is done at this point, and so now I'm chopping up the green onion. I don't know what I'm doing here, but I guess I'm chopping up the rest of the green onion. And then I've got cilantro, chop up some cilantro. And at this point I probably have it on low. I don't like to cook the carrots too much, or especially the green onion and cilantro. I don't really like to cook those very much because I like to keep them nice and green. But yeah, so I put the carrots, kohlrabi, cilantro, green onion. I poured the rest of the sauce and the quinoa in, stir it all up, and then you are done. And so I've got that Thai tofu vegan stir fry, and I told you it was meal prep, and so we're getting our meal prep jars out. I guess I made this a 4-mealer, and so yeah, I'm making 4 meals out of this. 4 or 5 is a good amount with this, with kind of the 1 pack of tofu, half cup of quinoa. So spread these out between the 4 things. I'll usually try to make the one I eat tonight, you see the bottom left, I try to eat most of it that night so it stays fresh. But I mean, these are great lunch or dinner. Shakira loves it because she gets to lick the peanut butter jar. And so yeah, hope you guys enjoy. That's me.